Good evening. Thank you for joining us for part three. It's part three, right? I really want to say hi, y'all.
Right. Yeah. Say hi.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for part three of Power of Positive Thinking. The last two sessions, we talked about how Miss LaKaisha McCaleb-Sutherland began writing her book. And then we also she shared a little bit with us, or quite a bit with us about her modeling career, but yet there's so much more for her to share. Tonight, though, she's going to share with us about how she started her business. And so, LaKaisha, could you introduce yourself again for those who may not have seen part one, part two? Just give us a little introduction about who you are, and then what business did you start?
Hello, everyone. My name is LaKaisha McCaleb-Sutherland. I am a wife, a mother of two rainbow daughters, a former model, a author, life coach, business coach, mentor, motivational speaker, and a owner of a 24-hour daycare. I have a passion to help set women free from bondage of negative thinking, fear, unforgiveness, depression, suicidal thoughts. I love to empower women with strategies on how to master you and to manifest your happy and fulfilling dream life. And so in my book, I pretty much kind of share some of my trials and tribulations and some of the things that I have accomplished. At the age of 17, I were battling with cancer. And so through that journey, I missed a lot of school. I stayed having to go to different doctor's appointments. And so I missed a lot of school and wasn't sure if I was going to graduate on time. And so in that process, my mother has started asking around, or asking the school if there was any other alternation that I can do to make up the hours or be able to graduate on time. And so I end up transferring to another school, which was called Unbusman. And this program was going to be able to help me get caught up on the things that I was missing and the credits that I was missing, so that I can be able to graduate on time. But unfortunately, in this program, I was able to graduate early. Wow. I was able to graduate early, so I did end up graduating with my class, though. But I ended up graduating that December. I didn't go back after Christmas break, and so at that time, my friends were having children. And so half of them was getting kicked out the house. A lot of them didn't even know if they was going to even graduate, because here they are, they're new moms. They don't have a babysitter. They don't have a job, so they can't afford a regular daycare. Mm-hmm. And so at the time, my mom was a preschool teacher at a school. And so she ended up getting laid off from the school around the time. And she had been there for over some years, about 10 plus years. And so I decided, I was like, with your skills and your knowledge and everything, we can start a daycare. And she was with it. She was like, okay, how? And at one of my high schools, before I went to the half-day ombudsman program, I had took a business administration. And so I had learned a lot of business on how to start a business and how to go about running the business and everything. And so we came together and got the information that we needed on how to start the business and what all we needed to do. We were able to get a loan to buy some of the the things that we needed, baby beds, cots. We had pretty much everything. When you walked into my mom's house is where we had the daycare. It looked as if you was in actually a daycare building because of all of the things that we had bought with the money that we had got. And so that's pretty much how we pretty much started the journal as far as me becoming a business owner. We partnered up together. We also hired some of our family and friends to work as well. We later on became 24 hours where we had 3 different shifts. We also had hours on the weekend as well. And so we pretty much just did that until we moved to Jefferson City. And so that was pretty much what I did. And even when I went off to do my modeling career, my mom still ran the business. I would come back home and make sure the paper or the paperwork was right, or we'll do things over the internet, because pretty much all our stuff was pretty much online. Our bank accounts and our accounting information, everything was online. And I'd do the books. If we had employees working for us, I'd do the payroll on the road as well. And also when I was living, out of town, back and forth and everything. And so she pretty much held it down. My brother, he worked with her, closely with her. He did our transportation service. And so we just had a little small family business going. We held, I think, about 23 clients that we helped, like 23 families that we served at the time. Yeah, and so.
And you started that when you were 17, you said?
17.
And then you came to Jefferson City and you started a business as well, right? And I believe it was the first 24-hour daycare here in Jefferson City.
Yes, I had been in and out childcare for over 15 years. And so when I fell on hardship times and had to resign from one of my jobs, I became homeless and pretty much was forced to move to Jefferson City. I was not coming to Jefferson City. Jefferson City was not an option. But at the time, I didn't have an option. I'm a city girl, and so I heard Jefferson City was pretty much a college town, a retirement town, and so I was like, "Oh, I am not going there." But through the grace of God, I'm here. He had a better plan for me that I had for myself, and so that's how I came to Jefferson City. I had to rely on my family through my sickness and my healing process, and we just pretty much just took it day by day. I got better and started my own in-home daycare. My mom was already still doing the in-home daycare here in Jefferson City. She had moved it from St. Louis to Jefferson City when she came. So she helped a lot of my sister friends from college and watched a lot of their children. And so when I came down here, I mean, that's pretty much I can start a business, an in-home business with my eyes closed. And so that was something that I reverted back to. That was always a love. I've loved children. Everybody know me. Know that Keisha loves her babies. And so I started up my own in-home daycare where I was living at. And then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, Grace, my rainbow baby, Grace, and went through postpartum depression because I was working in the house and my doctor wanted me to get out the house because I was working in a house and he wanted me to get out the house. And so I decided to go back to school and get out the house.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up getting a job in the field that I always desired to work in as far as counseling. And so that's what I did. I got out the house for a second and I worked, I think, at Preferred Family Healthcare for about almost a year and end up in a car accident. And so I ended up in a car accident and couldn't go back to work. I wasn't able to go back to work. And so here I am about to start back up the business again, because now I can't go back to work. I'm limited of things that I can do as far as machinery and everything. And so I decided, okay, well, I know I can open back up my in-home daycare and get the kids and put the word out there and promote and market the business, and I'll be back up and running. But God has something better for us. And so I wasn't able to do the in-home daycare. Me and my mother, we was going to partner up and work together so that she can work one shift and I can work another shift, so we can be open to midnight. And the alderman was like, no, you guys cannot work together. And so with that being said, we just said, okay, we can't work together in home. Let's start looking for a center. And so we started looking for a center, and it had been a daycare that was empty for quite a while sometimes since I had arrived in Jefferson City, and it had a for sale sign out. And I was like, I am not in the position to be buying a building. Mm-hmm. So God told me to call him. He said, call him. And so I ended up calling the lady, and we met. And before we met, I had seen this vision of how the daycare was going to look. And when I tell you, when I met the lady and her husband, the building, the inside of the building was exactly the vision, the blue walls. The blue walls was exactly how I visioned that the daycare was going to look like. So I knew that this was it. This was it. And so we ended up talking to the lady and her husband, and she said she wanted to sell the building, but if we can do a promise to buy, then we can lease the building until we was able to purchase the building. And that's pretty much what we did. And so we got the contract going, and I gathered up all the information that we needed to open up a commercial center. We hired a director, we hired employees, which was something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be able to help other people with employee as well. And so that was something that was a dream come true. And so here we are, 4 years later, one of the only 24-hour daycare in Jefferson City, Missouri.
And so how many employees did you have with the daycare?
We, at one point in time, we had a staff of 15. It was 15 of us, including me and my mother as well, was 15 of us.
And at one time, even you were premiered in the City magazine here at Jeff City, right? Or was that Her magazine?
Yes, I was featured in Her magazine. They featured me because I had won an award called Women Who Own It from the Small Women Business Center. And so they feature me and feature my story, my life story, pretty much what I have been sharing in part 1 and in part 2 and what I'm sharing now. They really did a really, really fabulous job of telling my story, telling my passion, what I stand for, and what I am looking for, what I am manifesting for my future to look like and to be. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And so with that, you formed several partnerships throughout the city here in Jefferson City since you started your business, but also you're assisting others or coaching others into how to start businesses, and you're going to be offering an online class. And could you tell us about that?
Yes, right now in my downtime with the COVID-19, I pretty much been helping other people, men and women, start their own business. I have other courses that will be coming real soon that I'll be launching on how to start a 24-hour daycare or how to expand a daycare to a 24-hour daycare as well.
That's good. That's good. And you had also talked about within the course, what paperwork to start out in regards to starting a business. A lot of times people feel like it's too much for them to do. What would you say to someone who would like to start a business, even right now, in regards to having dreams?
my company, we help others from scratch, from A to Z. We take you step by step on how to start a business, how to fill out paperwork with the state, with your city or your state. We show you how to do research as far as all of the licensing that you have to have for your county or your city or state. We help you with logos. We help you with coming up with a business name. We pretty much help you along the way, side by side. So we just take you through the process. A lot of people think starting a business is hard, and it's not really hard, but you have to be dedicated. This is something that you have to have a compassion in, and you have to be committed to, because you have to do the work. You have to do the research. You have to do the work. You have to make sure that this is something that's going to be successful and that you're going to be happy with. So this is your baby. And so you have to make sure that you protect your baby. You have to nurture your baby. You have to love your baby. And you also have to push your baby out. And so sometimes in the midst of the process, it can seem hard because the labor pains get hard, but you have to birth that baby, birth your dream life.
Awesome. And how can they get in contact with you if they want to ask you more about starting a business? Your course isn't available right now online, but again, it will be. And LaKaisha will let you know how you can get that information. How can they get in contact with you? What's a good email or a website? Go ahead.
You all can also reach me at my Facebook. LMS Master You is one of my Facebook business page. You all can reach me there. And then once again, you all can reach LMS Master You. YOU. I'm sorry. So that is LMS MASTERYOU. So you all can contact me through that business page. You all can also contact me through the email support@LaKaishaMS.com as well.
Thank you, LaKaisha, again for being with me or continuing with me on this vlog of Power of Positive Thinking. And we will be back with you at another time with session number 4. And so don't miss it, because as you can see, this is a woman that knows how to live life to the fullest. And when she began sharing with me how her book or how she started the journal, the Power of Positive Thinking, and just writing the affirmations and the manifestations and the positive sayings and how many things have manifested in her life, I just knew that this was an interview that you needed to hear, or interviews that you needed to hear. And also she was so gracious and wonderful to share her life with us. So make sure you tune in next time on Teaching, Training, and Changing Lives, Power of Positive Thinking. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You all have a blessed day.